Rare earths are a relatively obscure group of commodities that traditionally have had relatively small applications in niche markets that now, because of all the innovation happening in material science, particularly applicable to green technology, are starting to see enormous surges in demand. And the biggest one of those is hybrid and electric cars rely on these rare earth metals in a very big way as being vital to that technology. The Toyota Prius has some 65 pounds of rare earth elements in total. They're used in different ways. Some of that's used in the rechargeable battery. Some are used in the catalytic converter. But the really important application where they're vital now is they're used to make high-intensity permanent magnets, which is the way they make these electric motors, the small size, lightweight, yet are able to deliver the power and efficiency required to power all the components of the car. The market is still relatively small compared to traditional base metals and precious metals. In terms of value, it's $1 billion a year business on a global scale, which is still relatively small for the mineral commodities sector.
How fast is it growing?
It's growing at a rate of over 10% per year, actually, and right now the supply side is having trouble keeping up with that rate of growth.
So where is the supply coming from?
Right now, over 95% of all the world's supply of rare earth elements comes from China. Well, not necessarily a problem. It's certainly a concern for all the same reasons that other mineral commodities that China used to produce in excess and export into world markets, they're now starting to keep more in the country for their own internal uses, and that's now starting with the rare earth elements as well, with them being so important to the automotive sector in North America, Europe, and in Japan. Then obviously they would like to see some non-Chinese sources of supply emerge to ensure there's alternatives out there in the marketplace. We've got 6 projects in the rare metals arena, and all located in Canada. Our top priority project is called Thor Lake. It's located in the Northwest Territories, about 100 kilometers east-southeast of Yellowknife. It's not that remote compared to the more familiar diamond mines in the Northwest Territories. It's located quite close to the shore of Great Slave Lake, which means we've got access to the lake to move bulk materials across the lake by barge in the summertime or ice road in the winter to access the railhead at Hay River on the south side of the lake. Thor Lake has been known for about 30 years, and over the years has seen quite a bit of exploration by other proponents. We acquired it 3 years ago as an advanced project, but took a different look at it in that it had never really been looked at for the rare earth element potential that we saw as there. And we've taken a back step first to reevaluate it as a rare earth element prospect. And the initial steps are to better define the resource from a rare earth element perspective, and now we're able to use that information to start moving forward through pre-feasibility level of analysis. We're collecting that information right now. We're doing a phase 2 definition drilling program at the present time that will lead to a new resource estimate by this summer of indicated resources. And we're doing the metallurgical process test work required to define a process flow sheet on how we're going to recover those rare earth elements and how much that's going to cost to do that. With those elements, we'll be in a position to complete that pre-feasibility study by the end of this year, early 2009. It looks great. This deposit is proving to be one of the very best rare earth element deposits in the world. And that's because the rare earth elements consist of a whole string of elements. There's 14 of them in the group. And there's a part of that group called the heavy rare earths that are typically occur in very low abundances. Thor Lake is unique in the world because it has a really high proportion of these heavy rare earths. They're much more valuable and becoming much more important in terms of their applications in green technologies. Well, it's relatively close to infrastructure compared to a lot of other locations in the Northwest Territories. So that is an advantage compared to other sites up there. But it's still a fly-in operation at the present time, and ultimately we see the proximity to Great Slave Lake as being the big advantage from an access standpoint. In November, we raised nearly $17 million, and we've budgeted $5 million of that to advance the Thor Lake project in 2008 to fund that drilling program and metallurgical work to take us to the pre-feasibility level. Everything goes according to plan. We can see this project achieving production by 2012.